Hello everyone, welcome to KiddieKonfidence. This is our update for the week on all the things our kids learned about this week. This week our theme was cows and milk, which was really a quite surprising thing for our little ones to learn, that we actually get our milk from cows. They don't know these things like grown-ups know them. So they learned that we get our milk from cows. They also learned that there are lots of things in the fridge that are made from milk, which they didn't know, like cheese, yogurt, cream, butter. They didn't know these things are made from milk, so it was really quite a fascinating week for them. This week our phonic for the week is the C, letter C, or as we say, the K sound. And our mathematical concept for this week was counting. We focused on counting to 6. At preschool level, it is acceptable in our country for a child to be able to count to 5, not know the rhyme 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but to actually physically be able to see 3 objects and count them as 3. See 5 objects, count them as 5. Counting to 5 in South Africa by the time you go to big school is still acceptable, although some schools do prefer their children be able to count to 10, which is why we prefer to teach up to 10 at our school. So this week was learning to count up to 6. This week our kiddies had so much fun with the theme. They really were quite surprised at the idea that we get our milk from cows. They didn't know that. And they were really quite fascinated by the idea that some of the products that we have at home and that we know quite well actually are made from milk. So we started this week with a bit of a virtual tour of a dairy farm. Started off seeing the cows, see where they graze, see where they sleep, see where they get milked, see the big machines that take out the germs from the milk, and other machines that heat them up, and where the milk goes into a big truck that has a fridge on it that keeps the milk cold. Then they saw all the different machines that make the different dairy products as well. Most favorite, of course, is the chocolate ice cream machine, which was absolutely a favorite. In an ideal world, we would love to take our kids to a farm and show them all these things, but fortunately we live in a world of technology where there is a wonderful thing called internet, sometimes also called Wi-Fi, more or less the same thing. So fortunately we were able to give them a bit of a digital tour of a dairy farm, and they really enjoyed it and learned so much. With that, in this week we did some interesting things. We painted with milk. Sounds funny, but we painted with milk. What we did is we took some very diluted, mostly water, a little bit of milk, and added a bit of food coloring, and our kiddies painted a lovely cow picture. They also did a bit of watercolor painting this week, which they enjoyed. With that, they painted a little cow craft picture that we later in the week cut out and pasted into a beautiful little cow and milk craft. They also did some product matching, those little lines that they draw, cheese to cheese and yogurt to yogurt, and so forth. Then they also did a lot of counting, dairy products, counting 4, counting 5, counting 6, focusing a lot on 6 because that's our new number. So that was all the things they did this week. They also learned that they can make a K with their hands. So how we teach our phonics, we teach phonics at school, preschool, because it's very difficult for a child to go to big school and spell correctly if they know their ABCs, but they don't know their phonics. Phonics is the way a letter sounds. So if they know A, B, C, but they don't know A, B, K, it becomes very difficult for them to spell a word. Say cat, for example. If they have to spell the word cat, but they only know C-A-T, it's difficult to spell because none of those sounds are actually in the word that make up the word cat. That's why we teach phonics. And spelling with phonics is still acceptable up to about grade 3 in primary school. So that's why it's perfectly acceptable for our little ones to be able to use their phonics to spell. So we taught them this week. This is the letter C, and it sounds like this. K. K is for cow. Then we also taught them to make a K with their hands, like this. And then on our parenting group, we also posted a photo of a big K where they use their arms and their body to make a big K as well. Then if you want to do at-home stimulation, we spoke a lot about the K word and K sounds. Or the sounds, words that are made up of the K sound. So if you want to do at-home stimulation with regards to the phonic this week, you can point out things that start with the K. Animals is always a nice one. So caterpillar starts with K. Did you know caterpillar starts with K? You can tell your little one. Listen, mommy's going to say K, caterpillar. Did you hear the K? The K. You remember your K? Make your K, show me. Oh, good. That's very nice. You can do, something like that. Also, listen to this one. K, cat. Did you hear the K in cat? And then if you do another one, we always do it like that. We break up the sound, and then when we do the last couple ones, we always just say the word. Listen to this one. This one's also got a K. You remember your K? Cow. Did you hear the K in cow? So you can do at-home stimulation with your K like that, or your C phonic like that. With regards to counting, at-home counting is always a lot of fun. There are so many things at home that can be counted, especially in the kitchen. And kids love helping to count. Can you help mommy count out 6 forks, please? Can you help mommy count out 6 spoons? Mommy needs 6 plates. Can you help me count out 6 plates? Oh, don't worry, you don't have to carry them. They're a bit heavy. Mommy will take that. Let's count them together. So in the kitchen or even anywhere at home, there are so many objects that you can count. Let's count these buttons. Look at this. This is so nice. How many cars do you have there? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. Then if you want, you can do a bit of color revision. Tell me the colors of your cars. Oh, this is a yellow one. You are so clever. Those are just examples of how you can do at-home stimulation with a mathematical concept of this week. And then with regards to the dairy products, obviously we would love to be able to give our kids every type of dairy product there is to taste at school, but it's not always possible to do that sort of thing. So if you want to do at-home stimulation with dairy products, what you could do is actually to take a little trip to the kitchen, open up the fridge and take out some dairy products and ask your little one, do you think this one is made from milk? And show a block of cheese. Yes, it is. You are very clever. Do you think this one is made of cheese? Show a carrot. No, carrots don't come from cheese. Carrots don't come from milk. They grow in the ground. Do you think this one is made from milk? And then you take a little yogurt tub. Yes, it is. Well done. You are so clever. This one? Butter? Show some butter. No. You sure? Definitely. It is made from milk. And so you can have this conversation with them and point out things in the fridge that are made from milk. What we taught them is that milk comes from mommy cows. And they learned that mommy cows keep their milk in a part of their body, just under their tummy. It's called an udder. And then obviously, milking the teats as well. So they did learn some new words all about milking cows and all that sort of thing. So they were very fascinated by the idea that we get our milk from cows. And even more surprising that some of the things that they know and love, some of the foods that they know and love, are actually made with milk. So that is just in a nutshell our update for this week. At-home stimulation ideas as well included in that. With regards to our baby room, obviously babies love milk and they know everything they need to know about milk, so they were quite happy with the theme. They didn't really need to be expanded on too much. But for baby room stimulation, what you could do is to teach them a bit of sign language. Now, sign language, baby sign language, is very important if it is possible to teach your child that. Because little children develop in their minds, they develop connections between their neurons in the mind. So the more neurons they have, or the more little pathways they have in the mind that has been connected, the easier communication becomes for them. So this is where you start seeing children develop better and better in their ability to communicate, is when they start developing more and more little pathways in their brain between the neurons. Now, if you do baby sign language, you start to stimulate those little pathways in your baby's brain a little bit sooner, which makes communication by the time they start to speak quite a bit easier for them. So just a few at-home baby sign language signs, if you want to use them with your baby, are a couple of, let me show you. The first one is, would you like to drink? Drink. You want to drink? Do you want to eat? You want to eat? Are you all done? Both hands, all done? Mommy, this is the sign for mommy. Mommy. And this is the sign for dad. Dad. So obviously initially baby is not going to understand what you're saying, so you would go to baby, you want to drink? With that, directly after that, you're going to offer the bottle. Then after that, you can also say, you want to eat? After that, you're going to give something to eat or offer some food. All done? When you show that sign, you're going to take away whatever the bottle or the food. So then your baby is after a while going to get the idea that the sign goes or means something with what you are doing. And as soon as they begin to grasp that, when they start to getting about a little bit over a year or so, they can begin to actually sign what it is that they want before they're able to communicate, which is wonderful because, like I said, it means that their little neurons pathways have been stimulated and they are well on their way to being great communicators. So those are a few at-home stimulation ideas, update for the week included in that, and some baby room stimulation ideas as well. Have a great weekend, everybody.